This is John Young with the Weekend Handyman. Today we're looking at a rake that's going to be able to help you get out there and clean up the lawn come spring or after a storm, or whenever you need to get that lawn a little bit cleaned up. This is something you definitely need to check out. This is an anti-clogging rake from True Temper. Now True Temper makes a whole line of great outdoor tools for the garden and for the yard and such. Well, this rake is really kind of cool. It's got some functionality that you don't see in a traditional rake. First off, you see this little yellow. This is actually a little small rake that will pop out and allow me to be able to go and dig into different areas. So if I have some bushes or something, I can dig in and pull the leaves out or level some soil if there's some mulch, what have you. And it's attached right to the rake, and it clips in at the bottom and up here on the top. So it's part of the rake and there when I need it, which is really kind of a cool feature, because otherwise, I'm trying to get this into a small area, it doesn't work. I've got about 8 inches here. I can go in and get around different trees and bushes. We used it last weekend, and actually the kids absolutely love this. They were going around with this small rake and getting the leaves out, so it saved me a ton of time because they went ahead of me, and then I could come through with the bigger rake. Now, it's kind of designed to look like a broom rake. You've noticed you've got a nice wide area. But we'll take a look at this side. I'm going to turn it just a little bit so you can see that there's actually 2 rows of teeth, kind of an inner row and an outer row, we'll call that. And what this allows it to do, because if we look here, you'll see that they're spaced out just a little bit. What this allows is for me to go and rake leaves, and the leaves just don't get all kind of clogged up in the rake. We're using this next to a typical broom rake, and after about 4 swipes, Lori would have to go and pull the leaves out of the rake. With this, I didn't need to do that. It was something I could move the leaves along in a broom rake fashion. And yeah, because of the space, I did lose a couple of smaller pieces as we're going along, and the broom rake didn't, but I found a way around that. If I used it more, instead of in a broom rake configuration where you'd be sweeping like that, if I held it just a little bit lower and used it as kind of a dragging rake or a pulling rake, I found that it was a lot less stress actually on my shoulders to be able to do it that way, and it cleaned up the area around as I was going over it wonderfully. So it's a little bit different mechanism. So I was doing more of this action than this action. Now for some of you, you might want the broom rake action, and this can do it. It did the broom rake also, but again, because of the gap here, I was only really using this row of tines, the very top tines, when I'm doing a broom rake. And when I'm doing that, it doesn't get all the small pieces. It moved the pile along, it picked up the grass clippings and moved those along. Most of the leaves moved along well, but to get everything, I just had to lower my angle, and I could go out and pull in, and it worked wonderfully. We'll put links in the description below so you can go check this out. But this is the anti-clog rake from True Temper Tools. They've got a full line of garden tools. Check them out. They're in your local big box hardware store, your local hardware store. Everybody's got them because they're great. They're great tools from True Temper. This is John Young with the Weekend Handyman.